Here.
Here.
Roll call.
Amended or approved?
We need to amend the agenda. If you have a motion to amend it, please.
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
All right,
I'll second it.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we don't have nothing, no public address. Let's go right on down to, now let's, the approval of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? Any changes or anything? Okay. Well, accept the minutes as they're posted, okay? All right, Peggy.
Okay, in your binders, you have your financial reports, or at least I emailed them to you. I don't know if maybe you didn't print them out, but the cash balance at the end of April was 2.4 million. Most of the funds doing okay. As we get into this last couple of months before our fiscal year ends, they'll start really dropping because everybody will start getting all their bills in right here at the last minute. So I'll have a better idea at the next meeting how we're doing. I think I will have to end up probably transferring some money over to general, but we'll look at that here in a few weeks and see where we're at. I was going to also let you know that we did get our bill from MIRMA. MIRMA stands for Missouri Intergovernmental Risk Management Association. They're our general liability, workman's comp people, and we pay the full year. And this year, the bill ended up being $148,548, which is actually down. Last year it was $155,000. We've done very well at keeping some claims down, especially on the sewer side. And that whenever you start doing better on that, then you can actually start getting credits for your loss experience rather than taking the other way. And we got over $24,000 worth of credits just based on that. So I felt like we were doing, I think that we've done real well on our audits each for the last several years. We've made 99s or 100s, and I think the guys are doing a better job of being a little proactive on some of that liability side. I know that's not fun, taking all those precautions, but anyway, so pleased to, it's a lot of money, but I'm pleased to see it's down a little bit.
Suzanne, you don't have anything
Would you not?
about any other comments possibly from the alderman?
I would ask Peggy, you were mentioning all the bills coming in. You talking about just normal routine expenditure bills coming in for the end of the budget year? Or?
True. A lot of the guys too will wait toward the end of the year to see, they'll save up their budget, and then in summer months start hitting. It's like, oh, I'll go ahead and buy that piece of equipment because I still have some money. They feel like they have money left over, so they'll start making more purchases. Pool will be opening up. That'll be a big expense.
The purchases they make, are those items that they already had in their budget, they were planning to buy?
Most times they'll wait and see. It's kind of one of those things, I need this, but I'm gonna wait toward the end, and that way if I really am too tight on the budget, I'll just not purchase it till next year, next July or August. So yeah, so we tend to see a lot, especially with summer hitting, we have a lot of
It
expenses.
doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to get it.
No,
Okay.
no.
Because it's all just projected, the budgets are, and that
Okay.
there's no guarantee that amount's going to be there. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
And they're usually good about coming in and saying, how much do I have left? I could really use this. Do I need to wait? What do you think? So we try to advise them as best we can.
The reason I asked that, I had just seen some, an agency, I won't mention it, but like at the end of the year when you're closing in on the end of the budget year, they got a lot of cash left, and they feel like they've got to just run out and spend that, so they'll get the same amount next year.
Exactly.
And the thing is, if they really don't spend it, they won't get it next year.
Yeah.
They'll instead of giving them a reward and bringing them in saying, hey, this is something,
Yeah.
they will take it away from them.
We got somebody that handles the money that Doesn't let that happen.
That's comforting.
I've always tried to
It is.
create
It
the
really is
culture of
something.
the money. It's not like you're going to lose it if you don't spend it. You're not going to be punished if you had $5,000 and you only spent $2,000 this year. You're not going to be punished next year by getting took down to $2,000. Now, I'll look at it, and if I see a pattern over a period of years, I might look at reducing that. But I talk to him and say, we didn't do it, well, this year though, we plan on doing this, so I actually need maybe $1,000 more. Okay, let's see if we can't work that in there. So we've got a pretty good rapport of, you're not being punished or rewarded, we're just looking at what we need. And so they're pretty well trained after.
To add just a little bit more to that, Peggy and I talked, a couple of weeks ago about the budget, and she said, and I felt the same way, let's, instead of just 1 year at a time, let's start looking down the road a few years. And anyway, they had a safety meeting here, what day was it? One day last week anyway. And,
Yeah, in April.
anyway, I talked to all of them, all of them, supervisors, and they were good with that. Let's start working more than just 1 or 2, 3 years down the road. Let's look a little farther. And they're good with that, and that's what they said they would do, that all the supervisors did, so. And that should make it easier about fixing the budget,
Right.
The years to come, so.
We'll have to do a little work on retraining our brain on that, but I think if we could sit down maybe in a few months after it gets established, I think we'll be good.
I do too, I think it'll help a lot about getting the budget, set and then turn around doing it all over 2 or 3 more times. Just, but anyway. Okay, anybody else?
Thank you.
You got it. Anybody else got any questions or anything? Ready for me to start?
Yeah.
First, we got the bid on the electric shed, the apron and the walkway, and Jason Bewley was coming in at 11.9. So if you prefer to go with that, we'll have to have a motion and second and vote on it if you want to go with, and that. That'll have the building finished up with, the only thing that we need to do in the future would be just one more pad for the meters, not meters, but transformers. And that should have the electric department completely done, so whatever you prefer on accepting the bid. So if you want to go with Jason doing that, we'll need a motion to accept that bid.
I make a motion, we accept Jason's bid of 11.9.
I'll second that.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all in favor. This is a kind of shocked me when some numbers come in on Trek Design Group. We had talked about going with them with mapping this city, and it was, the way I understand it, it was going to take like 4 years to get all the mapping done, and they were going to do it in quadrants. And anyway, we got some numbers that they estimated, and it looks, the numbers they were showing me, or that I seen, was like 2.1 million, a little over $2.1 million. And we're talking about $500,000, over $500,000 a year. Is that going to be beneficial for us to do something like that? Can we even afford to even think about doing something like that?
I don't think we can afford it, man, for that amount of money. I think we've got a lot of other things we need to be doing in the
Well,
city.
yeah,
I agree.
That's a higher
Yeah, I
priority
agree.
than
Yeah.
that.
That was what I was thinking, but it's my job to present it to you, and but that's the numbers that we were coming up with. And,
Now, the job was basically, they're gonna, all of our utilities, like, they're gonna try to map
water and sewer, track,
whatever's
electric,
whatever's underground
yeah, and overhead.
and overhead also. Well, we kind of see. where
Yeah, we
that's
can
at.
see that, but
I might have bid on that,
what would your price be?
It'd been less than that earlier. Well, that is a tremendous amount of money.
Okay. So I'm thinking that we don't have any motions on it, so it's gonna be a dead issue at this moment.
Now, I guess we're okay doing it that way, didn't we? When we talked about getting that bid, didn't we make a motion to move forward with that, or?
Not the,
Not
it was just to pick somebody.
Okay.
But it wasn't,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had no idea what, at the time, what it was going to
Yeah.
cost us.
yeah, that was a procedure that, you graded them and come up with, but there was no contract or anything, or no agreement to use them. But that was just a process, and it's just more money than I felt like we could come up with.
Yeah.
Justified spending.
Well, you know, maybe at some point in the future,
We
you
can
may
hunt
look
and
at modifying the project.
Yeah.
But
We can hunt
the overall
for
project.
something underground cheaper.
Oh, 1-800 dig right.
Yeah, too bad to see where we did.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Okay, we'll just go past that, going past that. Wayfaring signs, or wayfinding signs is what they were called. I call it Econo sign, is that the name of the company? Suzanne, do you remember? Anyway, this
Yeah,
Econo
Econo
sign,
sign.
and there gotta be a, you know, an illuminated sign and all that. But anyway, I called the company, and, what you do is you put an order in, is what the state wanted us to do. Put an order in and get all the specs on that sign, and then send the specs to Michael Wake in Willow Springs, and then he sends them to Jefferson City. And then if they okay them, they notify him, and then he'll get a hold of me, and then I'll say make them. But anyway, if Jeff City says they're good with the signs, the next thing I'll just tell Econo Sign, make them. And I've got the post already ordered, they should be delivered here. I think I put a bill on your desk, or a notice on your desk, I think. But anyway, and Randall Ewing will help mark where the signs go, and probably he might even help us put them out whenever they come in. But we're just waiting on an okay from Jeff City, and as soon as they say
How many signs are we talking here, Bert?
6,
6 signs?
yeah, that'll be 6.
And we're paying for them, correct?
We'll pay for them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And, any questions on that? But anyway, we're getting close to getting them done, so. Okay, storm sirens. We had a couple of storm sirens that didn't work, and one was at the rest home, and one on Crane Street over next to Stan. And anyway, the electric department went down and put new batteries in. They actually put new batteries in both of them, and then the one over on Crane Street, they found a diode that was burned in it, and they think they've got them fixed. So that's a pretty good lick. Otherwise, we'd have to get somebody down here from Blue Springs, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Blue
Blue
Springs.
Valley was the
Blue
name of
Valley.
the company,
But,
I don't remember the route there.
Yes, they are. They are very expensive. So the electric department may have saved us a lot of money by working on them, and I think they felt pretty comfortable they got them fixed. So anyway,
Good.
we're just waiting for a nice day that we can run them and not scare some people half to death. So anyway, Danny Maggard will notify us, and then we'll post somebody under each one of them to make sure they're working, so.
And I think to qualify there a little bit, they had ran siren tests the month before, and the sirens actually worked at that point. So they had tested them. It's just unfortunately between then and when we actually deployed them, it didn't work. So.
We had our pre-bid this week, or last week, and we had four contractors to show up at the pre-bid, and two local guys and 2 guys out of Mountain Grove. And anyway, we went from here down to the park, and we went to the upper park, and the 4 bidders looked it all over, and anyway, I was happy to get 4 bidders to look at it, and there may be other people bid on it besides the 4 that showed up, the more bids, it's usually better, so hopefully it'll come in a little lower. The QT pods for the airport, the card readers, I've got those ordered, and they should be here next month, and from what the information they gave me, I was under the impression, originally we'd have to need a tech guy out there, but it sounds like we just need an electrician. And they said they would call and let me know and actually give me some schematics on it, and we'll just get one of the guys from the electric department to go out there, and I think we can do it ourselves, so. But anyway, that should be in next month, and that'll be done and out of the way. And we had a lot of water over on, I'm not familiar with all the streets, so I'm gonna call it by name, what everybody calls the Aldite Station. We had a lot of water in that area the other day, and Tuesday evening and Wednesday morning after that rain, but anyway, there's two 8-inch lines, the way I understand it, come into a manhole right there at the intersection. And I talked to Jeff Cofer about that, and to divert part of that water, what we were talking about doing is possibly going up by Gibbons Garage, and there's a manhole there, and tying into that manhole and going 440 feet to the west. And by doing it from that point, we don't have to get any easements. We can go right under, we can cut across the whole 5 and don't have to, no easements. And that'll take everything from Gibbons Garage to the water tower and divert it to the west. And see how much that'll help us. I know it'll help us some, but I don't know how much. But that's gonna take about, probably about a third, I'm gonna say, of the water from that manhole and divert it to the west. And we guesstimated that we could buy the material, and our guys do the work for around 8,000. He said 7,200, I think, but I run it up to 8,000 because it's always more than. But anyway, Jeff thought he could 3 manholes, and it sounded like it started out about 4 feet deep and go 440 feet to the west, and maybe end up about 7 to 8 feet. And that's something we can do, and maybe solve part of that issue over there.
Well, that's money well spent
Yeah.
if we can solve
Yeah.
that problem
Yeah.
for that.
And it needs to be diverted anyway, to take part of the pressure off of it. And flooding at the park. We had, of course, everybody knows they dumped 8 inches of rain there in a short period of time, and well, actually 4 inches, so done the most flooding there early, and actually water went over White Highway, and we didn't know for quite a while, but it got into that maintenance shed where the guys keep the mowers. It was about 3.5 foot deep in the basement of it. We didn't know that until Wednesday afternoon. One of the guys walked around, and you could see the line where it had been, but the drains had drained it out at that point. But anyway, they got everything out of the basement, and they're just waiting for it to dry out. But anyway, there's nothing down there now. They're just drying it out. And anyway, it went over the road. I went down there Tuesday night. They'd already had the roads shut off, blocked off. So
It went over that footbridge.
Yeah, there's the park.
yeah.
Tennis court,
I've
yeah.
seen it go over that before.
I'm surprised that didn't take that bridge out.
Yeah.
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of ties back into the pre-bids on the bathroom for the lower park, but I know we had talked at the last meeting, we had 4 locations for the bathroom
Yeah.
there at the lower park, and we had discussed that where the old bathroom was at was probably the best place. So I went down there, it didn't look to me like any water got up where the old bathrooms were at, so.
I went down early. I went down early Wednesday morning just to check it out, because I was
Mhm.
curious about that very thing, and the spot that was planned to put it in is the spot that washed the most.
Yeah, it works the most, yeah.
But anyway, the spot that you're talking about, where the old bathroom stayed dry.
Yes.
But anyway, I ran into Andy Daniels, and he was, David Freund had contacted him to shoot grade, and he went down to check himself. So anyway, he was down there early Wednesday morning to look at that very thing, and that, the old bathroom is gonna be the logical place to put the new one. So I think it's gonna take us a little more time to get it out of the floodplain, but we can do that.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to think we can get it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's gonna postpone it,
Yeah, down there,
building it maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but we can,
Got together.
we're gonna do it. We can.
At like 6:30.
When they build the grate up there for the bathroom, will that affect the little basketball court behind it? No.
Actually, we're gonna use the basketball court for part of the handicap
Okay.
accessibility.
Okay.
And so it's gonna save us money on that, because we can use that court
Mhm.
and go off of 2 different locations on it.
Okay.
And we won't have to put any guardrail on walkways from it, so it'll save us a little money by using that.
Okay,
So,
good. How do I see it?
and another note on that, where it washed it out, the mulch, and I think they call it kitty cushion,
Yeah,
and it's,
That just don't sound right.
that's what it is. And it's gotta be so deep, for Myrna, I think it was 3 inches deep for Myrna, and even on the rest of it, we've got by with Myrna's. I don't guess Kelly Beats has said it, Beats has said anything about it, but anyway, it's not there. Of course, we all know mulch just settles after a period of time, but, where it washed out on the end of it, we've got quite a bit, so I just went ahead and ordered a 90-yard truckload, and it's a specialty item, and it's for 90 yards, it cost $1,885 delivered down here, and we didn't have any choice on that, so I just went ahead and it,
Where'd you coming from?
tell me where it come from, it's up around Kansas City.
that's right, I was starting to say Kansas
But
City.
anyway, freight and all was $1,885 for 90 yards, and I think I know it'll fix the washed out part, and I think it'll get our depth back up to where we need it, where it should be in the first place in the park, so we'll use it all, we'll need it, so.
That kitty cushion is so much nicer though
Yeah.
than the shredded tires and all of that
Yeah.
stuff, so it's a little bit extra, but it's nice.
So what kind of material is it?
It's just a mulch, like,
Okay, it's a wood mulch?
yeah,
But it's approved, it's approved.
yeah, it's approved, yeah.
I think it's ground more than once.
Yeah.
And it,
Feels like, it looks like anyway.
So do we need to look at something to prevent it washing out the next flood?
I don't think we can.
I don't know what you could do, because,
Of where
how
it's
often,
at?
how often does it do this?
Yeah.
We got 8 inches of rain, thereabouts dumped in a short period of time, and,
Yeah.
Anything-
not real often is they gonna work that out, but,
What did we have?
Yeah.
as much as we've got, and no more damage than what it done, it's one of them things that
Yeah.
$1,885, and it's probably gonna take about a fourth or a third of that to fix the washout spot, and then we'll just use the rest of it to get the specs up on it.
And probably every couple of years or 3, you probably have
That's
to
it.
get another load,
Right.
but it's worth it.
I don't know if there's any way to turn that kind of water.
Oh, I don't know.
And on that note, I was pretty happy with all the guys, with all that rain that we got. By noon Wednesday, all the different departments had come together, and they didn't have all the problems fixed, but they had everything taken care of that needed to be taken care of by noon the next day. It's pretty impressive what they've done, and I was well pleased with the way they all worked together, so everything was going by noon, they had it going, and it's pretty nice to see all the different departments work together and get it going like they did. It was all right. So anyway, I've let them know, and I'm sure they'd like to hear from you all how well a job they done, so. I think, oh, grinder pumps. We had to put 2 grinder pumps in, and they were out by Stan.
You can see them right there on the well.
And they were not cheap, but they didn't owe us anything, I'll put it that way. But anyway, there were 2 grinder pumps. Mark Lawler, I guess, is about the best place. Do you know where he lives? Where they cut through from 14 to the ballpark,
Crane Road.
Crane Road?
This way.
Yeah.
It's back this side of it. We've got a lift station there, and anyway, we had to replace 2 grinder pumps there, and
Out of the ground.
they were kind of expensive. They're around, you might as well say about $2,000 a piece, but it's one of them things that you don't have a choice. And they put those in this afternoon, and
I
they
was
should
gonna say,
be.
I saw them out there today,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So they should be done and in operation. Jeff has been babying them for about 2 weeks now, but he's got them. They should be in and working good now, so. I don't have anything else for open.
You got something for close?
Yeah, got a couple of deals from real estate for close, so we have
I'll
a
make a
motion.
motion to go into close.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll all leave.
The Lone Ranger.